All right, everyone. I think that like 99% of us predicted that this was going to happen. Eggs are currently much more expensive than they should be. And so fewer people are eating them. That tends to happen when you kill 100 million chickens. Just to say, when the supply and demand gets unbalanced, sometimes the prices rise. Who would have guessed that? The link in the description archived, of course, the leftoids have a solution. Again, a very predictable one. Oh, just use tofu. It's basically the same as eggs and stuff. It's got protein and shit. Now, here's the problem. Soy sauce is not a problem when you consume it because it's been fermented and stuff like that. So the estrogenic level in it is relatively lower. So, a bit of soy sauce, you need it in your stir fry and shit like that. But when you're eating tofu or you're eating edamame or edamame, I can't remember which way it's pronounced, something like that, raw soybeans, um, for men especially, that is harmful to the body. This is not medical disinformation. This is reality. It's just sort of like you shouldn't be using plastic as much as possible because they're finding that it's beginning to infiltrate people's brain cells. That's probably not a good thing. Just say. Idiots want you to swap out tofu in place of eggs. No, thank you. I'm willing to absorb the cost. Is it excessive? Yes. Why is it excessive? Let's ask which administration is responsible for the mass culling of chickens. I'm hoping that Donald Trump, by the way, does not follow through with this himself. Avian flu has infected a very small number of human beings and is not generally transmissible between human beings. Why are we so worried? It's basically like lockdownerism 2.0. Put on the face diaper and stay at home and get fat and retarded because otherwise you might get sick. That's basically what the advice was at the time. Now the new advice is kill all of your animals. We'll kill the cattle, so no beef. That price will rise soon too, by the way. I mean, it already has. We'll kill a bunch of pigs, so that price will rise. Kill a bunch of chickens, okay, chickens and eggs, that price rises. Next, they'll go after lambs and things like that. Pretty soon, anyone who doesn't have a home farm will be deprived of meat because there will be no meat being produced. It's completely ludicrous. This is insane what the policy of the past administration was, and what I'm hoping won't be the policy of the current administration. Okay, some birds got sick. Who cares? Chickens die every single day of various viruses and diseases, bacteria and stuff. It's not a pathogen that's particularly inclined to enter the human food chain. So why bother? It makes absolutely no sense. My prices. Yeah, instead of cooking with the eggs, I'm gonna make a tofu omelet. Yeah, good luck. Good luck getting me to do so. I've got some eggs on hand right now. I don't care if I get avian flu. I'm gonna eat the eggs. I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid of dying. I'm not afraid of getting sick. It's just completely, it's completely moronic. These people want you to be perpetually afraid, mainly to enact authoritarian policies more than anything else. That's really, and they want to dissuade people from doing home farming. I'm surprised that this is continuing under the Trump administration. He needs to rein in this sort of nonsense. Um, to an extent, he already has, which is to his credit, by the way. But he needs to go further. He should encourage Americans to buy more chickens and make more of them to restock the supply of egg producers and stuff like that. We've got hundreds of millions of chickens in the United States, and the government will come in and tell some farmer because one chicken got sick, well, we're going to pay you to kill 10,000 animals and it's to chop their heads off. Kind of grotesque now, isn't it? People had been farming animals for a very, very long extended period of time all around the world. We've done it for tens of thousands of years. Why is it that all of a sudden we need to cull the herd over and over again? I realize if you had something like hoof and mouth disease or something like that, precautions need to be taken. But the avian flu itself, there's no evidence that it can be transmitted to a human through an egg in the first place. So even if the chicken dies of the avian flu, well, if the chicken dies, just immolate its corpse so that it doesn't infect the other chickens. Okay, you lose one or two chickens instead of 10,000 of them. Doesn't that make a little bit more sense? And the eggs that they laid, they're presumptively not infected with anything. Sell the eggs. But you're not allowed to do that due to regulations. There was a book, it was a couple was trying to do home farming and sell their produce and stuff. And it was, I think it was entitled Everything I Want to Do is Illegal, if I remember correctly. And it was about all the bureaucratic and legalistic hoops that you have to jump through in order to literally sell anything. Like here, it's a little bit more laid back. I can buy a stall, for example, at the Rutland Farmers Market and sell carrots or something like that. Anything animal related is much more regulated. So milk, eggs, cheese, yogurt, paneer, etc. Uh, it's going to take a lot of money, a lot of time, and probably a private lawyer to even begin selling it. It's going to take potentially months, if not years, to do so. Getting certified organic. I don't use any chemical additives in my garden. But in order to get certified organic, if I chose to grow some sort of crop and then sell it, it would take inspection. You would have more regulatory hurdles. You'd be paying a big fee, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, in the state of Vermont. And we're one of the more laid back states when it comes to this sort of thing. So I can sympathize with the poor farmers and I can also sympathize with the consumers. But when the leftoids are telling you to make a tofu omelet, no, thank you. I'm not going to take tofu, scramble it up, put yellow dye in it to make it look kind of like an egg, fry it in a pan with scallions, and then claim that it's an omelet because it's not an omelet. It's made with tofu. It's made with soy. It's not an omelet. It's not egg related. There's no egg in it. And I know that some people can't even really afford many eggs anymore. Feel sorry for them. Uh, but don't accept any substitutes. Don't give any more attention to the soybean industry. We produce so much of it, it's just like grain that we export a lot of it and give a lot of it as food aid, for example, in the United States. And sometimes soy is grown just as a crop to restore soil because it is a legume. That's perfectly fine. Then you have to do something with the actual soybeans. And so now they're encouraging people to eat a bunch of tofu. Men, especially. Dudes out there, don't eat a bunch of tofu. If you want to have it once in a while, fried tofu with scallions, it's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. Don't eat it excessively, though. It's a bad idea. You might end up getting excessive breast development. You might end up getting more body fat. It contains estrogenic compounds that can really fuck your pheromones up too, so it makes you less mateable. You will literally not smell as good to females. All you should be doing is getting a good ribeye steak right now, but with the Bidenomic economy still in flux, ugh, I looked at the prices just the other day. I'm like, God damn, the Netherlands, I guess, is cheap. That's about all. Peace out.